Well, Secretary of State John Kerry declaring that the world has never been safer.
We are actually living in a period of less daily threat to Americans and to people in the world than normally.
But with ISIS kidnapping an estimated 200 Christians and now reportedly starting to behead them, can the world really be said, can it really be safer?
Joining us now is Fox News religion contributor, Father Jonathan Morris. Father,
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us this morning. There seems to be something that prevents the United States government from saying explicitly, Christians are under attack in the Middle East. There is a kind of cleansing of Christians going on, and we're going to step in some way to help. Why won't the U.S. government do that?
Well, the statement by Secretary Kerry there, you know, maybe objectively it could be true in the sense that in the middle of World War II, where there are more dangers right now to yes, but do we want our government to be taking us back to World War II, World War I to say, hey, it used to be worse? No, especially, Tucker, when you say, as you say, there are people right now who are being slaughtered precisely because they are Christian. What are our dangers that we want our government to be taking very seriously right now? Obviously, nuclear threat in the hands of shameless regimes like Iran. Secondly, ISIS on the prowl and taking over huge swaths of Iraq, Syria, Libya. Those are the type of things that we want Secretary Kerry, the president, to be speaking about and saying that is unacceptable.
How difficult is it for religious leaders to square the two, right, when you're at the pulpit this weekend talking? Can you call for boots on the ground?
That's a great question.
Should religious leaders be doing that? I mean, in the face of this thing, let's just put these up on the screen. These are just three of the examples. Thousands displaced by threats of jihadist Christians, hundreds kidnapped, and those who are either forced to convert with guns to their head, pay religious taxes, be shot in the head.
The way I look at it is, would you have wanted your religious leaders to be speaking out against Nazi Germany?
Of course.
Yes. Do you want your religious leaders to be saying this is exactly what our country should be doing in terms of boots on the ground? Or no, that's not. First of all, I don't have that knowledge. I don't have that scientific knowledge of military strategy. But can I stand up for the principle of not letting innocent people being slaughtered? Yes. You know, and many religious leaders, including, for example, Pius XII, were criticized much later, saying, hey, he didn't speak out loud enough.
Right.
He thought he was doing the right thing. He thought he did it in a quieter, in a more effective way. Should we be quiet right now? I don't think so. I think we can learn from the past and say, this is a time for us to stand up and speak out very, very strongly. And, you know, especially when our political leaders, some of them are not.
So these are things that ISIS is doing, but, you know, it's all these Muslim extremist terrorist groups. A lot of them are targeting Christians. Yep. Al-Shabaab last week, we talked about them targeting the Mall of America. And you remember last year, they were executing people who said, yes, I'm a Christian, if they wouldn't fold to their belief system.
Yes.
On a Sunday morning, and Christians are going to church, what should they be thinking, and how thankful should they be that we have freedom of speech and religion?
You know, it's overwhelming, I think, to most people. It's overwhelming to say, what do I do? There's you know, 200 Christians being, right now, who have been captured and look like they're going to be beheaded, killed very soon. What do we do about that? And I think we have to pray, number one. Number two, we have to use the ability to speak up that we have right now through social media, through writing to our congressmen, writing to the president, and saying enough is enough. And I think I have a responsibility, and religious leaders have a responsibility to say we're not going to be quiet about it, even from the pulpit. That's a good reminder to me, Anna, to speak up.
You're going to preach this morning, I think.
Spanish, English, Italian, we got it all this morning.
Fantastic. I'm impressed. Father Jonathan, great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Father.